Yep, what's going on YouTube? It's the flyest vlogger on the planet, Showtime the Czar. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's having a great day. We're going into a new month, guys, so positive energy, positive vibes, all that good stuff, you know what I'm saying? Got hip-hop news, culture, updates, and things involving the culture for you guys today. But before we get into all of that, you know, we gotta do one thing. See that subscribe button right there on your screen? Need you to click that, turn that bell icon on, so each and every time one of my videos drop, you don't miss it. Alright, now let's jump into this thing. Alright guys, so the first thing I want to discuss with you guys is about a month ago I reported that Rory and Mal had left the Joe Budden Podcast. Well, 2 episodes ago these guys returned to the podcast. And they basically, you know, hashed out whatever they had going on with Joe Budden and pretty much told the fans, you know, why they had left and the problems with Joe, Rory's problems with Joe and how Joe Budden told him not to come back and how Joe Budden basically felt like Rory was telling him, you know, we got to fight. And Rory was telling Joe Budden that, you know, the last couple the episodes that they were recording prior to them leaving, they sounded bad. Mal was telling Joe Budden about how he just felt disrespected. There was some outside conversations had, a bunch of things like that, right? Here's my takeaway from it. I feel that Joe Budden it's amazing to me that he has friends, bro, because the way that Mal was talking, first of all, Mal had said in the podcast that he didn't like how that Joe Budden had people replace him and Rory. And then Joe Budden's like, well, I kind of had to because y'all just left. And I didn't want to stop recording the podcast because there's people in the, they get paid off this podcast. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of people in here. We can't just stop recording because of, you know, personal issues, like, you know, show gotta go on, which I'm not really mad at that, bro. People gotta eat. So I get what Mal was saying, because he felt like you just replaced me, bro. I wouldn't do that. But at the same token, I feel what Joe Budden is saying in the like, people still gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? People work on that podcast and there's companies involved and stuff like that. So I get it. I just feel like Joe Budden, I don't like that it's named the Joe Budden Podcast. It's like it's an arrogant guy. And, you know, when you're dealing with somebody arrogant and then they don't know that they're arrogant, or they refuse to acknowledge the fact that they have arrogant ways, then yes, of course, you know, he's going to do arrogant things. So for me, I just don't like the fact that it's like Joe Budden featuring these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't make it feel like it's Joe Budden and my friends. You know, it's Joe Budden and my coworkers. You know what I'm saying? And that's a different type of respect, and that's a different type of relationship. And I feel like that's kind of hard to work with. But they've been doing it for 7 years. So, and Joe Budden has said him and Mal have, they live together. So their relationship is beyond just that podcast. You know what I mean? And he has a relationship with Rory too outside of the podcast. There's one part in there where Joe Budden is like, Mal, I don't ever think that you should side with Rory on anything based off the history me and you got. See, you can't say stuff like that, bro. I mean, if you feel that way, express yourself. But see, to me, that's a problem. If you wrong, bro, you can't tell that man who to side with. If he feel like, bro, you disrespected me and our co-host, it ain't about choosing sides, bro. Nah, it's you done drew a line in the sand. So you made this happen. So it's not that I was picking you over him. It has become you drew a line in the sand. And not only did you draw that line, you gave me a middle finger in the process. So yeah, now it has become me and Rory versus you, because this is what you did. So I mean, I don't think the podcast is going to, I'm saying all that, but to say that I don't think the podcast is going to break up. I don't think that they should. I think the Joe Budden Podcast is necessary to hip-hop culture, being that it's been on for 7 years, and there are so many, they have so many fans, even before they moved to the to Spotify, and now that deal no longer exists. I definitely think the Joe Budden Podcast is necessary because they have such interesting perspectives on hip-hop and the culture. So I think that they're necessary. I just think that Joe Budden just seems like a hard individual to work with. And, you know, when you got people that's hard to work with, it's just like it makes everything, you know, difficult. He's like Wendy Williams. I think that she's necessary for the culture as well, but she just seems like a hard individual to work with. But let me know what you guys think about Joe Budden, the podcast, how he treated Rory and Mal, all that good stuff in the comments below. All right, guys, on to the next subject here. Now, a lot of people are upset with Vice President Kamala Harris because she was asked, does she think America is a racist country? And a lot of black people are upset with that comment because she said she doesn't think America is racist. However, there are some racist things, and then there's a lot of racist issues within the country. But as a whole, she doesn't feel like America is racist. Now, as a black person, that's really insulting because, of course, America is a racist. Not is a racist, but is racist to black people because it was built on that. You know, it was built on suppressing black people and keeping black people down. And so when a black person now is in a position to where they don't see the racism directly, then it kind of feels like, well, just because it doesn't happen to you directly doesn't mean that it's not happening. We still see it to this day with these police officers killing innocent black people, with these white police officers killing these innocent black people. So it's just, I think what she has to do is not say it, like, you can't upset the white people because they voted for you. I'm not saying that she shouldn't upset them. I'm saying I feel like in her position, she's trying not to upset the white people who voted for her, but also not upset the black people that voted for her as well. So it's a tricky balance for her is what I'm assuming that she was doing, or that's just my take on it. But I also feel like she has to acknowledge, yo, like, you have to make it uncomfortable for some people in order for change to happen. And the people that it has to be uncomfortable for is the people that are comfortable with the way stuff is. And those people are usually white. Now, Kamala Harris does have a white husband, so I can see where she's trying to straddle the fence. But in this case scenario, that's not the best situation to try to straddle the fence because, you know, we're looking to make change, and in order for that to happen, sometimes people got to be uncomfortable. But let me know how you guys feel about all of that in the comments below. Do you feel America is racist, yes or no? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, all of that in the comments below. All right, guys, and the last thing I want to discuss with you guys today before I get up out of here, the last couple things I want to say. So DJ Khaled, he did drop an album, and it's called Khaled. Now, the record that got everybody buzzing is the record with Nas and Jay-Z. Now, one thing I thought was pretty dope, and just to show the greatness of these two artists, Nas actually said that when he heard Jay-Z's verse, he said he had to go back and rewrite his. And just to hear these two gentlemen at 50 years old still being super competitive, it's just dope to me. That's the beauty of hip-hop culture, right? Like, we all know the history of Nas and Jay-Z, but now to hear them on records together, and actually, we've heard them on records together before, but now to hear it to the magnitude of, yo, I still want to be better than you, even at 50. Like, they don't have to prove anything to nobody, but just to hear that, it's dope to me. I love it. Now, the last thing I want to discuss is Quando Rondo did a show, and this is the first show he's done since King Von's passing, and only 50 fans showed up. Now, I'm not sure if it was just a small venue. I don't know what the speculation is around him only having 50 fans at his show, but it kind of makes me wonder, you know, Is it fans not really rocking with him, or are they scared to go to his shows for fear of King Von's people being in the crowd or being backstage, you know, potentially shooting up the venue? I don't know. I just think that 50 fans is a little suspect to me. Like, that sounds like, I don't know, bro, like something that sounds a little weird. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. But that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this video, you know what you do. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And until next time, I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.